All right, all right. What's up, Larnell? My name is Niger Chambers of Big O Belt Media, and it is a pleasure to talk to you today about the new project, the Continental from the world of John Wick, which is going to be premiering on Peacock in a three-part special starting September 22nd. How you doing today?
I'm good, fam. How you doing? I like your setup, man. Love the purples and everything. They got some flavor going on. I like that.
I appreciate it, man. It means a
Hell
lot.
yeah.
And just want to say also before we get into this, thank you for the panel at San Diego Comic-Con. That was amazing.
Oh wow.
That really started the buzz going forward. And now that I have had a chance to see the three-part special here, man, and you having this background story as a stunt coordinator, fight choreographer, and as the action director here, I feel like you truly do bring one of the most important jobs to this all-star team, because the one thing about this franchise, and you know it, is that it prides itself on that realistic nature within the action. So could you talk about your approach in bringing that practical approach, and beyond that at a minimum, but taking that to the next level with this?
Wow. Okay. Well, thank you for all of that. But once again, I can't take the credit for all of that. I was fortunate enough to be the action director. We had a local Budapest stunt coordinator and a local U.S. stunt coordinator as well as part of the team. So shout out to Hank Kennedy, amazing stunt coordinator who killed it as well. But if anything, the brainchild of all of it together is to make sure the audience sees something special, and the writers and along with Albert's vision, they helped align everything up, which made it easy for us to get in there and express ourselves to try to deliver something within this unique John Wick world. No pressure. But all the characters had unique styles, unique settings, unique traits, and different types of drama elements, which made the fight scenes come to life, which was
Yeah.
more than just kicks and punches. We were able to tell stories in these fight scenes, which at the end of the day, I think that's what it's about. You got to have a great story so these fights have a payoff. Glad you enjoyed it.
Absolutely. Yeah. And you've worked on some of the best projects in all of the world, in all of the world here.
Really?
And certainly within this genre. I just wanted to know if you can talk a little bit about your excitement being a part of this. And was there any particular cast or crew members that you were really looking to work alongside of?
Um, for me, most of the time, sometimes when I approach a project, they usually may not have many people attached to it yet because normally I get a script and then with I don't have a certain person in mind, but I
Mm,
envision what they might do. And then whoever is cast, then they come along and bring some flavor, some colors, some and paint that palette, man. And just make sure, we can get in there and put some sauce on everything. So but yeah, look, out of all my projects, I want to say as of right now, the Continental really holds a special place in my heart because, having the privilege to step in from what the John Wick World Universe has established, it has such a huge fan base and there's an expectation there, So, but at the end of the day, we have a job to do and you got to turn that off and then totally just check into why you're there, who you are, and what you bring to the table. But yeah, man, look, once again, it's all teamwork. You saw 3 episodes, and I know I can't spoil them. I can't talk about certain ones too much, but
yeah.
the opening episode, I can say, that stairwell fight, that was probably a great one for me because it was the first fight scene to let you know we got your back. We understand what you expect. Here's a sample and a taste of things to come. So sit back. We're gonna feed you with some candy. Then you're gonna sit back and get your vegetables and get this story later. So, I think we kicked it off the right way.
Oh, 1,000%, 1,000%. I think when you talk about franchises, and just how special they are to it, when you do companion pieces or spin-offs and stuff like that, there's always a
Yeah,
mild bit of hesitation. But as you
yeah, of
mentioned, and as
course.
I was going to say, oh, that first scene, that stairwell scene, put all that to bed because it comes in swinging for the fence. And I do want to talk about really, really quickly because that kind of goes into my last question here
Mhm.
is of all the four films, everyone always talks about their favorite scenes, that one thing
Mhm.
that you take away from the theater and say, oh dude, you gotta check this out.
Yeah, yeah.
Beyond the stairwell scene in the first episode, is there any other particular scene that you cannot wait for the world to get their hands on, and if you can hit
Ah,
around it without giving too much, so I say?
okay. Believe it or not, I'm gonna say something that's very surprising. In the world of kicking and punching, and you forget how many moves someone did, you forget some cool moves here and there, but you never forget the setup which leads to the payoff. So I'm going to say something that rings special to me is something people might forget because so much action is going to follow it later, which are two things. The theater, there's something that happens in the theater with a certain character, and there's something that happens concerning the phone booth.
Mm.
So I think those two right there stand out to me because they could get lost in the shuffle, but the time, effort, and creativity that went into those, I do think they're worthy of being mentioned when people look back on a series and take in, all the action and the uniqueness of it.
Yeah, agreed. Larnell, it's a pleasure to talk to you today. And folks, you can check out The Continental from the world of John Wick, starting off on Peacock as a 3-part special September 22nd. Hopefully we get to talk again soon, man.
Appreciate you. Thank you.
Absolutely.